The rapture is really bad theology. Let me explain why. Hi, I'm Robin Whittaker. I'm a biblical scholar and public theologian, and I've done a couple of posts now about how the rapture is not in the Bible. And some of you are still really attached to this idea, and I get it, you've probably grown up being taught that this is the truth, but it's a 19th century invention. So let's go to the end of the Bible and have a look at the final vision. And I'm thinking here of Revelation 21 and 22. There, the vision of the end is of new creation, of a new earth, a new heaven, and a city garden called New Jerusalem. Twice in Revelation 21, that city is described as coming down from heaven to earth. That is, the movement of God is from the heavenly realm to earth because the text tells us God's home is among the people. God's home is here on earth at the end. New Testament scholar N.T. Wright calls this God's homecoming. Barbara Rossing refers to it as rapture reversed. That is, at the end of time, the Bible imagines God returning to earth, not all of us escaping it. Why does this matter? Well, when we think we're going to leave this earth and become some sort of pure disembodied spirit souls, it has all sorts of implications for how we treat this planet, how we respond to things like climate change, and how we treat our bodies and our physical existence. And what we see in the Bible is God's radical affirmation of our bodily existence, of this planet, of our physicality. These cannot be removed or considered less than our spiritual selves. And this movement of God towards God's people at the end is the exact same movement of God in the incarnation, in God becoming Jesus in flesh because God wants to be with God's people. And it's a movement that takes us back, in biblical terms, all the way to that Garden of Eden where God walked around and talked with people. That is, God dwelt on earth and declared this entire creation good. So this is why I personally think rapture theology is quite problematic. It's also just a new invention and it's time to let it go.